Hey everybody, it's Kyle here. Welcome back to another video. It's been a couple of days since my last therapy session, and I'm glad that I waited again for this therapy update because really the update that I have for you is that they told me get more active, Kyle. Uh, my last therapy session was slightly easier than the previous sessions. I don't know if that has to do with the fact that we did some of the harder things sooner in the session, so I had a little bit more energy to do those, or if, I'm starting to really see improvement. I think it's a little bit of both, really, if you want my honest opinion, because the order in which you do things sometimes make a really big difference, and I am working my butt off, so I think it's a little bit of both. The big update from the session again is that Kyle, get more active, uh, because usually, I try to sprinkle, or I was doing really well with fitness, at least with the treadmill and the bike, and then once I got into physical therapy, I kind of let them take a back seat because physical therapy is difficult. After my sessions, I am pretty worn out, or I used to be. And I more in the early stages would be going every Tuesday and Thursday, so I would want to rest, or my idea was to rest the day before and the day after, so I kind of really cut back on walking and using the exercise bike because I was not wanting to overdo it, and I was kind of scared of overdoing it because I didn't want to set myself back even more with like an additional problem because I tweaked my knee or hamstring, or I didn't want to create more issues than what I was already dealing with, because I was overdoing it. So I let them take a back seat, and therapy has been going well and it's been getting easier, but there was still that fear of, you know, maybe, maybe I should go back to adding it in a little bit more frequently. So I started to add it in a little bit more, not every other day, but, maybe every 2 or 3 days, and that seemed to be working. And then Thursday, I asked my therapist, Tammy, who I was working with that day, how should I be handling this? And she says, it's COVID, you're not working, sprinkle it in, after this therapy session, wait, because it was 9 a.m. at that time. She's like, walk on the treadmill at 2. And then if it's throughout the night, if evening, if you're not doing anything, maybe jump on your bike for a few minutes. So I really got her blessing to, like, pick it up, Kyle. Because she said, that's really going to help, especially right now as we're working on all this stuff, that's really going to help you. Um, and not that I needed her permission to start, adding things in, but it's nice to have their blessing. Like, it's okay, because, they really understand how things work. And of course, she said, listen to your body. If things are hurting, like, don't do something just because you need to be active. If you're in pain or something, feels wrong, don't do it, obviously. Well, it should be obvious, but sometimes, you want to get things you want to get things moving, so you think the more exercise you do, the better that is, but you have to find the right balance. And I used to be afraid of finding the right balance, and she said, but Kyle, you're not being as active as you used to be. Remember in college, think about how active you were then. And she's right. I used to be very active when I was going to university because I had to walk everywhere mostly. So then I wasn't that active, after ISU because it got into a slump, and now, I'm thinking I want to get back to that. And it's going to help. So since then, it's Sunday. My last therapy session was Thursday. Thursday, I got on the treadmill. Friday, I got on the bike. No, what did I? No, Thursday. No, Thursday I didn't do anything because my niece was here. So we did go for a walk around the block because it was nice. So that was kind of my extra exercise. And she keeps me on my toes. And Friday, I was able to do 30 minutes on the treadmill along with my exercises. Yesterday, it was kind of a long day. I had a funeral and several live streams to do, but I was able to do both sets of my exercises, even if the second one was at 11 o'clock, and I did do 20 minutes on the bike, and I have done today is Sunday, I've done my first set of exercises and 30 minutes on the treadmill. We'll see if I can add the bike in a little bit later, but I don't want, if I don't, I'm not going to beat myself up, as the weeks progress, I'll start to do that more regularly. And I definitely have to do my second set of home exercises. And I gotta say, adding more activity in other than my second set of, my 2 sets of exercises, I think is good for me. Last night, I had a very long day. I did my exercises and on the bike, and I have slept the best that I have slept in a really long time. For those who have a Fitbit that tracks your sleep score, I had a 90. And I've only had a 90 maybe twice, and I've been using Fitbit for almost 2 years now. So that'll tell you something. Like, I slept really well. And I do think that has been a problem because when your body sits at rest, you just, you feel kind of blech, or, like you don't want to do anything because you just want to stay sitting. And I think I was falling issue to that, even though I've been working my butt off in therapy. I'm glad that they said, Kyle, now's the time to push, like, keep going. Like, don't settle. Things are getting better in therapy. Like, let's keep adding to this and using different tools to get you, to as close to 100% as we can get it. And, so far, it's going well. I mean, the treadmill, by 30 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm done. But, eventually, again, I hope to, increase the distance and the time and, get on it. But so far, so good for these last 4 days. And it's so soon that, I don't know that I'm going to notice any major differences yet. So within the next couple of weeks, maybe things will really start to click. But it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better to think, how active did I used to be, and I want to get there again. Especially now that I am building strength, and I'm kind of getting back to a better place, because in college I think was when I was still doing well, and then after college, I think these last couple of years is when it really started to go down. But I kind of want to get, we're on the up. We're still climbing the mountain. Haven't reached the peak yet. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to say, like, don't be afraid to push yourselves, because we did talk. I did a live stream for Sunshine on Wheels, my friend Shayna, and we talked about physical therapy, and don't settle for just physical therapy. And that's something I want to do in 2021, is find some, if it's walking, great. I don't know. I want to find some outlet of doing something physical. I don't really know what that is. Maybe it is walking, and I kind of want to do. When I started this 5K journey, I didn't have a whole lot of time outside. And what I did walk on the treadmill, but maybe in 2021, I'll start, walking outside more. Because it's different. Walking outside is different using my crutches. I use a lot more muscle in my upper body, especially my shoulders, than I do on the treadmill. So we do have a hiking trail. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but just an outlet to, be physical, like be physically active. So if anybody knows something, let me know. Especially if you're watching this and we live in the same town. But yeah, I think that's all for this week's video, at least as far as therapy updates. I don't know, lately I have been thinking, how honest have I been with you guys? And it is honest, but it's not as honest, it's not as real and raw as it could be sometimes. And that's something that I'm hoping to, bring into 2021, because these live streams that I did yesterday, Saturday, I can link them down below. They just showed me that emotion is where it's at, and honest, like being open and honest, as possible. And there are things that I haven't touched on just because I was afraid to put them on the internet, and internet's a fun and scary place all at the same time. But my goal for 2021 is to, be more honest, have more of a variety of content, because I feel like I have relied so heavily on physical therapy for content that I kind of want to, push my creativity a little bit as well, and just try different things. But anyway, if you're looking forward to that, if you've enjoyed this video and you're excited to see what's next, please give this video a share, comment down below, like it, subscribe. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and I will see you next time.